Are you a stay-at-home mom? Have you been looking to make a little extra cash on the side? Have you noticed that like all of the lists of jobs for stay-at-home moms are just like cut, copy, paste, cut, copy, paste? I have looked at so many websites and it's just the same like 10, 15 jobs over and over again, and they're all like things that are supposed to pay well, but they're not actually like real jobs. Well, this list is different. Okay, so stick around. I'm going to show you 10. That's five, sorry. I'm going to show you 10 high paying jobs for stay at home moms that are super flexible and actually bring in that sweet, sweet cash. Getting right into it is a job that I actually have two friends who are both stay at home mothers and who do this very job, medical coding. Medical coding is kind of a specialized thing. You do have to have some training for it. But if you are trained and certified, you can actually earn up to like 27% more than non-certified coders. So the average salary of a certified coder is $60,097 per year. You heard that right, $60,097 per year. And that is a work from home job most of the time, my friends, offering you a lot of flexibility. Usually, to get into this field, it costs about $1,000 to $3,000. I know a lot of people who have 4-year degrees and who do not make $60,000 per year. So, if you can get into a well-paying job like that for just $1,000, like why not? I'm going to include a link to my blog post, which has lots of resources on all of these different things that you can learn how to do. Inside the blog post, there are different subheadings with each of these things, right? So medical coder is the first one, obviously, because we're talking about it first. And then within those subheadings, there are little lists of links to outside sources who have a lot of good information about how to get into these fields, what pays, what it's like, all these things. But I am just trying to give you like a little snippet of what's possible. I know that this one is definitely possible. I have, as I said, multiple friends who do this job as stay-at-home mothers, and they make great money and they love doing it. This next job is another job that I also have multiple friends I know who are technically stay-at-home mothers. Most of them are single mothers, but they work from home, so they get to be home. They have flexibility in their schedule, which is so important. This is being a mortgage loan originator. And you know what is great about this job? A mortgage loan originator is kind of like a sales position. And so you do have to market yourself, and you're not usually technically an employee. So you kind of reap what you sow with this job. You get paid for your efforts. But if you're a hard worker and you want to be paid handsomely for your hard work instead of getting an hourly wage, this job might just be for you. Hi there. Thank you for clicking on my video and for watching it. I really appreciate you, and it would really super help me out if you would subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as fast as I possibly can. So if you would like to participate in this race that I have with no one in particular, please hit that button. And thank you. I appreciate you. Usually with this job, you get to make your own hours, and you can make around 1% of all loans you originate. Well, now let's see. The average house in the US costs about $300,000, okay? So if you originate one loan in a month, that is $3,000, okay? $3,000. I've actually done quite a bit of research into this job because I'm interested in maybe pursuing it someday myself. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median salary, okay, median is $64,000, and that's from 2017. That's an old number, okay? That has only gone up since 2017. House prices have only gone up since 2017. Mortgages have only gone up since 2017. So keep that in mind. Now, I have a more recent statistic for Oklahoma, which is the state that I live in. Oklahoma, keep in mind as well, is a pretty affordable cost of living area. We have a cheaper housing market than most. The average salary for a mortgage loan originator in Oklahoma is $154,417 per year. That is right. Now, these people are probably working full time. Maybe you're not working full time if you're a stay-at-home mom, but I mean, come on. Those numbers don't lie. Even if you make half that working part-time, that's incredible. Included in my blog post are also some of the highest paying companies that you might want to look into working for in this field. So education requirements for this also is not that complicated. You only need to take a pre-licensing course and pass a licensing exam to get into this field. There are some upfront costs that you're going to have to consider, as well as probably marketing costs. But again, it is incredibly well paying. So all in all, to become a mortgage loan officer, it might cost $1,100, maybe all the way up to $3,300. But to make $154,000 a year, like, you've got to be kidding me, right? Third on the list, copywriting. Copywriting can be a great job. Again, most of these, because they're so flexible, you are kind of self-employed. But according to PayScale, the average salary for a copywriter is about $57,688 per year. And that is a up-to-date statistic for the year of 2023. Of course, being a copywriter, you do need to be good at writing. That is a big part of the job. You need to be good at coming up with headlines, hooks, calls to action, and more. But if you're not good at those things, these skills also can be learned. They can be learned from books, online courses, mentors, etc. Copywriters will usually need to also kind of pick a niche. They'll need to write some copy, kind of get into a groove, get better with your skills. And then job boards are a great place to find jobs for this one. If you have a natural knack for copywriting, you can get into this field in just a couple of months. The cost of becoming a copywriter, it kind of varies. It depends on the resources that you use and the courses you take. There are lots of free courses, mind you, also lots of low cost online courses. Again, you don't have to write all this down. Just check my, as the blog brothers would put it, doodly-doo. This next one is also something that I myself have dabbled in. It's called retail arbitrage, okay? And there are 500,000 ways that you can do retail arbitrage. And the amount of money that you make with it also depends on what you're selling, how much you're selling, how much time you're putting in, what your strategies are, and also, of course, what your goals might be. Some people do it kind of as a side hustle. They might make a few $100s a year. Some people who make it a full-time business and are very strategic about it can make tens of thousands of dollars a month. Okay, so this one can be pretty much whatever you make of it. I have actually done this one when I had a newborn, and I made about $400 in a couple months, which felt really good because I wanted to be making some money, and I did. And it really wasn't that hard. I felt like I was spinning my wheels because to get into these kinds of things, you don't make money for the first little while. But then I made all that $400 within a couple weeks at the very end of me doing it. So what is retail arbitrage? I'm sorry, I probably should have talked about this before. I kind of got caught up in my own stories, but retail arbitrage, how you make money, you buy things and you sell them for a higher price is basically what you're doing. It requires some research, some planning. It requires finding cheap products to buy. That means finding things on steep sales or clearance, or maybe you can find vintage items at garage sales, Goodwill, places like that. So to get into this, you need to pick a niche. You need to find products to buy. I used Brickseek. Brickseek is great. Highly recommend. Again, if I'm talking too fast, all of this is in the blog, so just keep that in mind. Then, of course, you got to buy the products, and then you have to list the products on Amazon or eBay or Facebook Marketplace. I sold my products on Facebook Marketplace, and it was easy peasy as could be. The third one, it kills me. It's so good. Bookseller. Some people make a killing selling old books on Amazon. They go to their local Goodwill, they go to garage sales, they go to estate sales, and they snatch up high value books, vintage books. They snatch up books for college courses, things like this, and then they sell them for a profit, okay? This is not hard to do when books sell for $1 at Goodwill. Not hard. Some people who are experts at this, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. If you're just wanting a couple extra grand a month, or maybe just say $500 a month to pad your wallet with, this might be the exact thing you've been looking for. The earning potential on this one is hard to strictly calculate because it depends on how much competition there is in your local market. It depends on how many good books there are that you can spot in your local stores and Goodwill and garage sales, etc. But it's not uncommon for people who do this full time to make upwards of $6,000 a month. In fact, I have it linked in my blog. There is a woman who made $90,000, not just 90,000, but in profit. She made like, I think it was $140,000 or something, but 90,000 in profit. And she just traveled. Like she went around the US and would find old books, sell them on Amazon, just ship them to Amazon, didn't even have to carry them with her. And she just was living her best life. Howdy. If the angle is a little bit different on my phone, I apologize. I had to delete some stuff. I ran out of storage space. Anyway, another great job for stay-at-home moms is UX UI design. According to Glassdoor, the average salary for UX UI designer is about $93,000 per year. And that's in 2021, so that's probably only gone up in the last few years. In fact, the top paying companies for this gig, they range from $160,000 to $203,000 per year. Yeah, you heard that. Now, these are full-time salaries, right? So if you're doing it part-time, you're probably not going to make that much, but keep in mind, this is a work from home job. To become a UX designer, you need to have a knowledge base that allows you to create user-friendly and engaging digital products and services. This involves kind of having a base knowledge of user research, information architecture, interactive design, visual design. So you need to have kind of an artistic side to you to get into this one and be successful with it. The cost to get into this is also minimal. There are lots of different courses you can take to learn how to become a UX designer. They range from free to a few $100s. For example, Google has a course. You just pay like a monthly subscription for that one. It's $40 a month. If you finish the thing in a month, well, guess what? You paid $40 to learn how to get into this. I think it's supposed to take 6 months. So, you probably won't just pay $40, but still, that's super cheap to get into a high paying job. But if you have an artistic eye and you like working on computers and you want to work from home and make a bank doing it, this might just be the gig for you. Okay, I love this one too. Become a blogger. Blogging is super popular. It's also very flexible. As a blogger, you can write about pretty much anything that your heart desires, anything that interests you: parenting, fashion, travel, health, finance, you name it. You pick your niche, you pick your style, you pick your audience. Blogging is a great way to express yourself. It's very artistic. You get to share your knowledge, you get to build a community, be a part of that community, and there are a ton of ways to make money from it: ads, affiliate links, sponsored posts, selling your own products, selling your services, etc., etc. And all the while you're having all this fun, you can make anywhere from $38,000 to $51,000 a year, and some bloggers make a lot more than that, but that's kind of the average for you. If you want to start a blog, you're going to need a domain name, you're going to need a hosting service, a blogging platform. I use WordPress and Cloudflare, and my domain name is just my name. This next one is a goodie: being an online tutor. Online tutoring is very flexible, and it might be just the thing for you if you're a stay-at-home mom, because most tutoring sessions are after hours, right? So let's say you have a spouse who works 9 to 5, and then you could do tutoring in the evenings. Just make some little extra money. Tutors usually make somewhere around $18 an hour, but they can make up to $45 an hour if they're in a specialized field, a more expensive area, or if they're just really good at their job, if they're in high demand. So that is some substantial earning potential. Oftentimes you will need a degree or some sort of certification in that subject if you want to be like a online tutor specifically, but you could also just talk to your friends, your family members. If you have any relatives or if you have any relatives whose kids are struggling in school, or any friends whose kids are struggling in school, or even if someone knows someone who knows someone, word can get out pretty quickly. But if you have a passion for teaching, or if you have a certain skill that you would like to help others learn, well, this might just be the gig for you. Proofreading is another one. You can make about $18 an hour doing this, which is pretty nice considering how flexible this job is. Some people who are very good at this or who are in high demand can make up to $50 an hour doing this. To become a proofreader, you will need a computer and some proofreading software like Grammarly, but this is honestly not the hardest gig. You just have to check grammar, spelling, punctuation, formatting, etc. So if you are someone who really enjoys checking other people's work, if you like to work on your own time at home, and get paid for doing it, well, proofreading might be the thing for you. This next one is social media managing. The average hourly pay is about $16 per hour to become a social media manager, but some people make up to $50 per hour. Of course, you will need a computer, internet, and you will need to have some creativity skills and ability to help a brand distinguish its presence on various social media platforms. Social media managers, they post content, they create content, they engage followers, they monitor analytics, they implement the strategies that a company has to grow. They also help to optimize social media accounts so that the business can continue to grow. So if you have a knack for social media, if your Instagram has thousands of followers and you're just really good at engaging people, this might be the gig for you. Thanks bunches.